Hey, and welcome back. At the heart of the StudyOrgo.com study package are the Study Mode Flashcard study pages. The program that we have presents over 100 reactions and allows you to master them using our special flashcard method. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can navigate the study mode. So there are a couple ways that you can enter study mode. From the account homepage here, you can click on Browse All Reactions by Name. This will bring you to all of the reaction categories along with their corresponding reactions. So let's go ahead and take a look at this if we click on this link. So here we can enter one of these reactions this way. Alternatively, you can go through the reactions in their prescribed order by clicking on the second link here. So if we click here, this will take us to the first reaction of all the reactions in our series. So this will allow you to go through the order that we recommend, especially to help with final exams, for example. Finally, you'll have the option at the bottom to select between your most recently viewed reactions. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and click on the first option here under the recently viewed reactions. Alright, now we'll talk about all the different features of the reaction study page. So before we get started, let me go ahead and explain the overall appearance of the page. On each study mode flashcard screen, there are 3 images. Now these are going to represent the reactions that were mastered on this page. And then you'll find that below is the detailed reaction description. So this is going to reveal hints, tips, and key points. Beneath this is going to be the reaction mechanism. We recommend that you learn everything on each flashcard page. Depending on where you're at with your Orgo studies, you can choose which reaction categories you want to study. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about how you can use these flashcard study pages. The first way is to learn everything on the flashcard study page. So you'll want to learn the reaction very well. Make sure to study and cover all of the tips and hints that are provided here, and make sure to understand the mechanism here in detail. However, once you want to start testing yourself and see if you really know the reaction, you can use the second method. Now the second method is a little bit more customizable. So all of these windows here that you see can actually be flipped over. So I can actually flip over these windows here, and I can even flip over the reaction name. The reaction description field here can be flipped over, and then I can flip over the mechanism section here as well. So essentially you can cover everything on this page here. So by doing this, you can test yourself on what you actually know, and test to see if you know what actually lies beneath these windows. So you can either reveal each of these windows individually, or you can click on the Reveal All section here at the top to reveal all of the different cards. So this makes it very easy to study the reactions. You can see here that I can just cover my product here. And if I learn this well enough, then I can know that if I take this and this combined here, what will be my product? So if I know that, then I know the reaction. So this is one way that we can study it here. If I see my 2 reactants, I can determine the product, and if I know the product, then I know the reaction here. But you can also find that in some cases the professor may cover one of the reactants instead, since this is the most common way of studying the reaction, is actually knowing what the 2 reactants are and being able to determine the product, but in some cases we might not necessarily know what the product is. So let's say, for example, we do know the product and we know one of the reactants, but the other reactant here we don't know, so this makes it very easy for us to study these kinds of situations as well, so we can remove one of the reactants from this particular case, and if we know what we can add to this reactant here to make this product, or on the flip side, we can even remove this reactant and flip it. So if we know this reactant, and we know what we need to add to this reactant to make this product, this is basically just covering all of our grounds here, so any particular scenario that the professor may bring up on an exam, you'll be able to identify, and you'll know the reaction in and out. So this is a really powerful feature that no other study program offers. So another scenario here is if I don't know any of these, if I don't know either of the reactants or the product, and all I know is the reaction name, if I know what 2 reactants combine to create this particular product, this is an even more challenging way to study the reaction. But it'll also help you again to know the reaction in and out, and it's going to help you on your exams. So here we have one reaction here. If I click on the next button, I can go to my next reaction. And what you're going to notice here is as I'm going through these different reactions, it's going to by default have all of the windows revealed. So as an option, what I can do here is click on this checkbox, and now as I progress, you'll see that by default now all of the windows are going to be covered. So I can progress through my different sections here without any of this information being revealed, and you have the option to reveal it as you go. Alright, so now let's take a look at a few more features we'll find on these pages. Now, as you're studying these reactions, you'll notice that you have a progress bar here in the top right. To the left here, you can see that you'll be given the reaction category, and you can see where you're at in the group of reactions. So here I'm at 2 of 6. And so this reaction number here can vary just depending on whether or not you're studying the reaction category or the entire program. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and reveal all my cards on this page here. And before we move on, just another thing to note here, if you look, this choose new category option here is going to take you back to your account homepage. So at any time, if you'd like to go back to your account homepage, you can just click on this option here. Now let's look at the reaction description again. At the top, the first thing you'll notice here is the overall big picture. So this is going to give you what you're starting with and what you're ending with. Below the overall big picture, you'll see that there are several key tips. And this is just useful information that will help you to understand the reaction. So you'll see these mechanism hints here, which are just key points about the mechanism. And then we have our key comparisons here, where we're comparing one reaction to another. And so all of this is going to help guide you as you study. So all the important information that you need to know about any of these reactions are going to be covered on these pages. And that's it for this video. In our next video, we're going to look at how we can create quizzes in our quiz mode. And we'll see you in the next video.